Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're Sarah from Springfield Arts. Sarah, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you, Jake?
Good, good. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Sarah. Let's start with your childhood. Where'd you grow up? And then your career to your point now with the Springfield Arts Council.
Okay. I am actually a small town girl from Nevada, Missouri. We have just under 8,000 people. Came to Springfield for college, worked and lived in Jeff City for a little while, and then moved back because I love Springfield so much. From there, I worked in the corporate world for a really long time, had kiddos, and decided to put my time and energy into bettering my community. So I started working for a local nonprofit, the Springfield Regional Arts Council.
Very good. What does the Arts Council do? What is their mission?
Yeah, so the Springfield Regional Arts Council actually services our 27 surrounding counties in Southwest Missouri. So that's everything from the Kansas to Arkansas border in that Southwest chunk. It's one of the biggest outreach in arts councils in Missouri. And basically, what we do is kind of help facilitate and advocate for arts groups and organizations and artists all over, as well as connecting our local community to the arts. We also partner with schools to make sure that there's professional development for school in arts integration techniques.
Very
And we
good.
throw Arts Fest, which is what we're here to talk about today.
Yes. So tell us about Arts Fest. What does it look like, feel like, smell like when they walk into the streets of Springfield?
So Arts Fest is held on historic Walnut Street in downtown Springfield. It is a giant artsy festival fair situation. We don't have carnival rides, but we sure have carnival food, and you can tell it smells delicious the
There
whole
you
time
go.
you go
There
there.
you go.
We have the biggest art festival in this area. We see between 25 and 30,000 people in a 2-day period on the street. And we normally have between 100 and 125 art vendors.
Okay.
We have vendors and artists that are Springfield local and from this area, but we also have pre-pandemic international artists, which some of those are coming back this year for the first time, and we're really excited.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mhm.
Um, so what is it for you that made this a perfect job opportunity for you?
Um, so growing up in a small town, my family was always very intentional about understanding that art wasn't just in museums.
Mhm.
I have a lot of musicians in my family. I have a lot of performers in my family. And for me, the Arts Council is great because I get to work with high artists. I get to work with ballet and international opera stars, but I also get to work with amazing quilters and folk artists here in this area because they're all equally important. And in the Ozarks, we have such a huge variety of artists that for me, just getting out there and championing them is what I'm here to do.
That's cool. That's cool.
Mhm.
What are the moments when I just call them like the feel good, the touchy feel good moments? When is it when are describe like two times that you really have felt like this is my contribution, this is my calling to what I'm supposed to be doing in this world? What are a couple of moments that really stand out to you?
Um, so I actually started at the Arts Council like deep in the pandemic, like October of
Mhm.
2020. And everything was shut down. I mean, like our theaters were shut down, our performances were shut down. We didn't get to have Arts Fest except virtually in 2020. So in 2021, I think it was probably like end of the day on Saturday of Arts Fest. We had the street packed, like couldn't drive a golf cart on the street. It was so full. And Arts Fest it's my baby. Like that's something that living in Springfield for almost 20 years now, it's something that I go to every year. And I've been a judge, I've been a vendor, I've been just a patron, and I love it. So seeing it back full force and seeing the community outreach and the community participation and all of these people that we have support us, I was overjoyed. Like we didn't expect that turnout at that year, and it was awesome. And I feel like at that point I was like, this is what I was supposed to be doing, and this was the right year and the right place and the perfect, peak of all of it. Um, and then I guess I have two little girls, and they're both very different in their own ways. But the 6-year-old is very, very proud to tell people that her mom runs arts in Springfield. Like she's just in charge of art in
Right,
Springfield
right.
in general, which is not the case at all. But just the pride that she has in that
Mhm.
has made it really cool, because prior to that I was working in the auto parts industry, you know, and marketing that, and she was not nearly as excited to know that her mom was doing window clings at
Right.
an automotive store. So yeah, just the pride that they both have in what I do and what I do in the community is really cool.
That's nice. That's
Mhm.
spectacular. Okay, very good. So you mentioned that you cover like a vast area
Yeah.
for Southwest Missouri. Is it difficult to reach all of those areas when you're trying to either bring in vendors or artists to display their work for your festival? Is that a challenge at all?
You know, I think the easy answer is yes. It is a challenge. But one of the cornerstones of the Arts Council is our need to collaborate, because we know we can't do it on our own.
Sure.
And there are smaller arts councils and smaller arts organizations that we plug into. We have great partners in Joplin. We have great partners in Branson. Our grant making that we do yearly does really great things, like fund a entire theater season in El Dorado Springs, Missouri, which is my next door neighbor growing up, you know? And knowing that we can kind of plug in and help them however we can, and knowing that they're grateful and always welcomed for the opportunity is awesome. And then I do think that we all have made such great strides of being able to reach out virtually, like you and I are doing right now,
Right.
that has, while it's kind of a disconnect in some ways, has made it a lot easier to connect with people long distance.
Yeah, no, to make sure
Mm-hmm.
you've mentioned so many of these little towns that I know. Like we drove through on one time to the Ozarks to do a show, and we went through El Dorado Springs, and it was their like I suppose they have some type of annual garage sale week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Yeah.
talking like miles and miles of people bringing their stuff from out of their farms to the highway. And it was quite the trip. We remember that. It stands out about El Dorado Springs. That's
Listen, 54 is the main drag. It's the highway, but it's the main drag. Um, you know, Nevada is kind of the same way. Like, it's been cool as I've gotten older and got to leave and come back to go see family, that it's grown so much, but a lot of that, like, fun culture and just folkiness is still there.
yeah,
And you know, Springfield it's the third biggest city in Missouri, but it's still a small town in a lot of different ways. But we do have a thriving arts community that is, I mean, competitive with St. Louis and Kansas City,
yeah.
and it's awesome to see. So
No, that's spectacular. Sarah, how do people find out more about what the Springfield Arts Council has going on?
So you can always go to www.springfieldarts.org. That's our Arts Council page. You can find out about any of our programming that we do, any of the programs that are under kind of our fiscal umbrella, or you can go to our Facebook and Instagram, Springfield Arts. Or if you want to learn more just about Arts Fest in particular, you can go to springfieldartsfest.org, and that kind of gives you a rundown. We are accepting applications for artist vendors. We have a full weekend of performers that you can apply to be a performer as well. And then we also have volunteer opportunities. Of course, donation is always a happy thing to give us as well, or any information that you need.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Because I'm a live music guy, I'm in entertainment. I always ask these two questions because it gives our listeners an insight as to who you are and where you came from.
Oh no.
I need to know, what is the best concert you've ever seen your entire life?
My entire life?
Your entire life.
Okay, so this is can I say two? Can I say two?
Sure.
Okay. So let's see. The best concert that I have ever been to in my whole life. I was 12 years old.
Okay.
And I went to Arrowhead Stadium and I saw NSYNC on their No Strings Attached tour.
Okay.
And it's glorious. And I saw a lady take out another lady over a sweat rag from Justin Timberlake. And it was informative as to how things were going to shake out as an adult. Let me tell you.
Impactful, huh?
I know, it's crazy. And then I think honestly, anytime that I've been actually, no, I went to go see American Aquarium and Mike McClure here in Springfield, like probably less than 6 months ago. And it was the first live concert that I've been to post-pandemic. And those guys are amazing. Like Mike McClure is the sweetest, most wonderful human being. I've been super fortunate to see him multiple times and have opportunities to talk to him. And he's glorious. And American Aquarium is amazing. Like, they're just the coolest guys. So they put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, there you go. All right, final question would be, you could bring one act, dead or alive, to the arts festival. Money's not an issue. Who would you bring?
I'm going to bring Taylor Swift to Arts.
Okay.
Do you know why? This is why.
Okay.
Arts Fest is all about plugging in the community to the arts. And
Right.
she has the biggest pull. And if I had Taylor Swift on a stage at Arts Fest,
Yep.
You saw how fast her tickets sold out?
Yeah, that makes sense.
A life-changing.
You're the first person to ever say in probably 300 interviews, Taylor Swift. Yeah, but that's great. But you have a reason behind it, and I like the mind. So that's great.
I'm a marketing person, and I appreciate the pull that she has. So I'll say it. Okay.
There you go.
I have a cool answer with Mike McClure. I don't have to. Cool.
No, that's for sure. Yeah, Mike's great. Sarah, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thanks, Jake.
Well, baby,